Good afternoon to the members of the Bulgarian AmCham. I trust I find you and your loved ones safe and healthy in these unique times. So, as per the introduction, my name is Tonny MacMurray, and as you can hear from my accent, I'm English. I've lived in Bulgaria with my wife now since we moved here in mid-2018 to take up the position of Managing Director Ingram Micro Bulgaria. My own connection with Bulgaria dates back to around 2012, when as Finance Director of Ingram Micro UK, we established our European Shared Service Centre here in Sofia, which has now grown to more than 1,000 staff. We support 9 languages and we've got over 300 different processes, and we're now one of the largest employers in our industry here in the Bulgarian market. Ingram Micro's creation does have some connection close to our region here in Bulgaria. It was back in 1979 when its 2 founding members, one a second-generation Hungarian, trading from a house in California, created what would eventually become the world's largest technology distributor and a leading technology sales, marketing and logistics company. So today, globally, we have revenues in excess of 50 billion and a workforce of around 38,000. So our spiritual home over the last 40 plus years continues to be California. But on a personal note, my own connection with the United States does go back a lot further. So please indulge me. Coming from a large Catholic family, my grandfather in the early years of the 20th century left Glasgow in Scotland and stowed away on a ship, bound for the United States with the hope of a job on its east coast. Now on the way, the ship picked up its cargo of passengers at Belfast, which, unbeknown to my papa, included a lady by the name of Kathleen Donnelly, his future wife and the future mother of their 11 children, including my own mother, Josephine. So if we jump forward a generation, with this large family now moved back to Scotland from the United States, and my own mother's move to England complete, my connection with the United States has continued up until today. So just a few examples of my US connection. Our house in the UK is a stone's throw away from the ancestral home of George Washington. I chose the wonderful seaside town of Santa Barbara in California to propose to my wife Sharon, and I joined Ingram back in the mid-90s and have spent 25 years at this US company. But last and not least, Sharon and I live here in Loznet, Sofia. We overlook the US Embassy, we're next door to the Embassy, so every morning when we wake up and open the curtains, we see the US Embassy. But these personal stories on their own cannot justify me asking for your support in my application to become a board member. So the question is, what experience do I have and how will it benefit the Chamber as a board member? So I've got 5 that I'd like to share with you. So firstly, as the former finance director of one of Ingram's largest subsidiaries, which is the UK, I'm a qualified senior accountant of many years standing. So my experience working in a number of geographies, the strong controls and transparency of a US company will provide added governance to our board. Secondly, as a finance exec, my experience includes the management of a significant balance sheet, which exceeded $1 billion. I've been involved in a variety of M&A activities, and my interaction with the C-suite of some of the largest technology customers and vendors across Europe. So on this point, working for Ingram Micro for more than 25 years, I would bring, I believe, a wealth of experience to support a balanced board structure. On the third point, I know Ingram Micro may not be a household name in Bulgaria and amongst this group, but we are building a growing brand here in the market. A place on the board would further cement Ingram's commitment to the Bulgarian market, but also provide AmCham with an additional strong brand at its head. The fourth point is with regards to my personal character and just my general approach to how I live my life. So over the last 20 years, I have developed myself as a motivational speaker. So this has been achieved through both my career and also through my personal undertakings. So most notably, my CSR fundraising challenges. These have involved climbing some of the world's highest peaks, kayaking the longest rivers, running back-to-back marathons around the world. I should point out very, very slowly, and some long distance bike riding, but all in aid of charity, which has so far raised more than $100,000. But the most notorious experience over this 20 years of endeavour was in 2015 when I was leaving Mount Everest at the very moment that the 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Nepal. The text I received from my wife saying goodbye is one I will never forget. So my message on this fourth point is to you that all the above experience I hope to bring to the Board of AmCham in terms of my positivity, my enthusiasm, and generally my message of fortitude under the many challenges I have faced and that I know the board and the organisation face on a regular basis. So fifth and finally, as a Brit from a country with a special relationship with our American cousins, I do feel my approach and my contribution will enrich the diversity of voices of the existing board. So far I've introduced myself and my connection to the United States. I've outlined some of the key experiences I hold and what possible impact that would make or bring to the AmCham. I will now outline what I hope to do as a board member, given my experience and what I know to be the goals of AmCham Bulgaria. So the first one, digital transformation. Given my career at Ingram and more recently the digital transformation we are undertaking here in Bulgaria, I'm confident I can make a difference in terms of shaping and progressing AmCham's drive to support and develop the digital transformation. As one of a number of examples from 2020, we onboarded more than 150 new staff virtually and developed a number of award-winning leadership and technology programs under a virtual format. But this does not only involve the provision of the hardware and software, but equally, and this is key for me, is the training and the change in culture needed in order for our staff to adopt a digital mindset. To me, the digital mindset is clear. One involves data analytics, process mining, BI, new uses of social media, and all the other trappings that we in technology recognise under the technology stack. But complementing all the above is the more recent development that Ingram Micro Bulgaria has now been named as one of 2 centres of excellence for all things RPA, including AI and machine learning technology for Ingram Micro that we use here in Sofia. But alongside our sister company in Manila, Philippines, all Ingram Micro operations will come to Bulgaria in order to enhance and advance their operational transformation. So on this first point, my direct support and strategic influence in the digital transformation taking place at Ingram Bulgaria, I wish to expand and progress from within the AmCham board. The second point is Clean Networks Initiative. So linked to Ingram's own, we sell and use modern technology. Ingram Micro globally continues to adopt the same principles outlined under the Clean Networks Initiative. So internally, externally, I am personally exposed in my professional career to the discussions we're having and the enforcement to combat the known threats that we can only see growing in the coming years. So I hope this real-world experience to bring to the board in order to complement the already established experience that I know exists among the board members. Third point, energy. Whilst my experience and background does not qualify me, I'm not an expert to speak with any degree of authority on the impending changes in energy laws. I do support the board's view that multiple issues surround this new legislation in terms of how it's been enacted and what potential risks are to the investment potential. So my goal as AmCham board member will be to add to the voices already being spoken. And my fourth one would be the future of work, linked to my remarks on digital transformation. The COVID crisis has presented Bulgaria with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we must embrace. We know about the strong broadband, we know about the highly educated workforce, we know about the multilingual society, and we know about our unique time zone. But now is the opportunity, I feel, that's been created by the future of the workplace. I'm excited by the flexible workforce culture that the future now brings, and I'm 100% confident that along with the rest of the AmCham members, Bulgaria is in the driving seat to capitalise. So as a board member of AmCham, I would want to repeat this message, but to a wider audience. So, in concluding my presentation, if you choose me to be a new board member of AmCham Bulgaria, I can guarantee that the commitment and enthusiasm that's characterised by both my career and my personal life to date will continue with these added responsibilities. So I thank you for listening, and whether I'm chosen to sit on the board or not, I remain committed to supporting this wonderful institution and the causes for which it fights. Thank you, and Blagadoria.